Hey guys, Evan Chino back with another video. This time, I am ranking every Metallica song. Now, I've already done two of these ranking videos. I did one for Avenged Sevenfold and one for System of a Down. Those are two of my favorite bands. Now I'm going to cover another one of my favorite bands, Metallica. I think this goes without saying. Metallica is one of the first metal bands that every metal fan gets into just because they're the most popular. And I've been a Metallica fan for a long time. I'm not into their music as much as I was like back when I was in high school. I mean obviously last year they released 72 seasons and I listened to it and I'll give my opinions during this video. And I went to a Metallica concert in Detroit last year, so that was fun. And so I'm going to be ranking every one of their songs. So as you can see, there's a lot to cover here. We got Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All, the Black Album, Load, Reload, Garage Inc., S&M, single, Saint Anger, Death Magnetic, Beyond Magnetic, Hardwired Self Destruct, that, Blackened 2020, and 72 Seasons, and Lulu, which I think this goes without saying. Lulu is absolutely dog shit. It's terrible. I'm not gonna go into it. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just listen to it. It's not good. Anyway, so let's get started. So their first album is Ride the or Kill 'Em All, and we'll start out with Hit the Lights. We're gonna put that in good. Hit the Lights it's a good album starter. It has a great solo at the end, and basically that song is about their fans, and I think it's a great album starter. Just lets you know, hey, this is what this album's about. All right. Up next, we got the Four Horsemen. Already we have a masterpiece. The Four Horsemen's a great song. I love the Four Horsemen. It's the longest song on the album. It's a little over 7 minutes, but it's their best on the album. Um, Guitar solo is really cool. I like the bass parts from Cliff. You can actually hear the thing that I like about this album as compared to their other albums. You can actually really hear the bass on this album, but it won't become a theme. Okay, up next we have Motor Breath. This is the shortest song they've ever recorded for a studio album. It's 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Um, this is just gonna go in mid. I'm not a big fan of this. I'm not a big fan of this song. It's it's a bit short, and there's not much to offer in that song. James does say YOLO in that song. He says you only live once, which I think is funny. All right, up next we have Jump in the Fire. That's another good song. Um, Riff's really good and the solo, but that's all there is to it, really. Okay, Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth. I'm just gonna put that in mid. It's a 4.5 minute bass solo. That's all it is, and Lars comes in with drums about like halfway through, and it's not bad by any means. It's an amazing bass solo by Cliff, but it's nothing that I want in a studio album, really. Like it's cool, like, oh hey, we're live, so Cliff's gonna do a little bass part. No, we don't really need that for an album song. All right, anyway, Whiplash. That's a great song. Um, this song is one of the very few songs that are from Kill 'Em All that are in Guitar Hero Metallica. It's Hit the Lights, Whiplash, and Seek and Destroy. But Whiplash is a really good song. It's about them performing, and sing the word Metallica in the song. It's the only time in their discography that they do that. All right, next we got Phantom Lord. This is another great song. This song is the only song on the album that has a clean guitar section. None of the other songs on the album do that, but this. But I actually really like this song. Even though I'm not a big fan of the singing in this song. I mean, James' vocals on this album is pretty bad. He was only 19 years old when this album came out, and he was not a good singer at that point. I think he's a way better singer now, but back then he was not good. And Phantom Lord is not one of his best songs singing wise. All right, but now we got No Remorse. That's a good song. Um, I do like the riff. It's pretty much it's It's the riff that Doom replicated almost. In the chorus of this song, there is a the riff that Metallica plays. You'll notice it sounds very, very similar to what Doom did for the first game, but obviously Doom came out after this song, so it's not like Metallica copied that. All right, now we got Seek and Destroy. We're gonna put this in great. Obviously, Seek and Destroy is the most popular song in the album. Um, this is one of the slower songs in the album. Like majority of the songs in this album are like really fast, thrashy style songs. Seek and Destroy is more slower, but it's really good. And then finally, Metal Militia. This is also great. I don't know why Metal Militia, it just seems like a song I wouldn't really care for that much, but I actually really enjoy Metal Militia. All right, now we'll move on to their second album, Ride the Lightning. Starting off with Fight Fire with Fire. That's going to be in great. Fight Fire with Fire is one of the fastest songs Metallica's ever written, and it's a little under 5 minutes long, and great solo, great guitar work, and it has a slow intro, but then it just quickly speeds up, and it's really good. And up next we have Ride the Lightning. This is the second masterpiece. It's the title track of the album, obviously. It's one of the it's a slower song. It's definitely a lot slower than Fight Fire with Fire, but it's really good. And I think my favorite part about the song is probably like the intro, like the like it's really good. All right, For Whom the Bell Tolls, one of the most popular songs, and it's great. I really like For Whom the Bell Tolls, especially my favorite part is Cliff's bass part in the beginning. But this other, it's a slower song. It's nothing special lyric wise. Um, the lyrics in this song are based on the For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway. It's about the Spanish Civil War. So the lyrics aren't original. It's literally like taken from that story. That's why the vocal seems like James is speaking Old English. Next we got Fade to Black. Um, it's a good song. I don't think I'd put it in great. I mean, despite the fact that the song has an amazing guitar solo, and this is like the first ballad Metallica's written. I don't know if you want to consider it a ballad, but it's one of the. It's pretty much like a ballad kind of song. It's the first one they wrote, but I think it's pretty good. That's all there is to it. All right, now we got Trapped Under Ice. Um, I like Trapped Under Ice. It's one of my favorites from the album. Trapped Under Ice. It's the shortest song in the album. It's a little over 4 minutes, and it's got really like the guitar solos in this song. I think there's like 3 or 4 guitar solos in this song. They're all pretty short, but they're all really good. All right, Escape. This is mid. Escape's probably one is definitely one of Metallica's most infamous songs. So if you don't know the story about Escape, um, when Metallica originally recorded this album, they only wanted 7 songs, and Escape wasn't one of them. But then 3 days before the album released, their producers said that they were supposed to do 8 songs. So Escape is the song that they wrote in 3 days, and not and like especially James, he hates Escape just because he says it's just like a song they put hardly any effort into because of time, and they've only played that song one time, and it was back in 2012. All right, but next we got Creeping Death. That is a masterpiece. Amazing guitar solo. Everything about the song is just amazing. Honestly, that's all I really got to say about it. And I'll say the same thing about Call of Cthulhu. It's an instrumental. It's my favorite song from Ride the Lightning, and it's a really long song. It's almost 9 minutes long, but it's really good. A really good instrumental. It has to take a lot for an instrumental to be that long to be good, but hey, Call of Cthulhu does it. All right, now I'll move on to definitely their most popular. Well, now I wouldn't say the most popular. They're probably the most popular album among their fans is Master of Puppets. First, we got Battery, and honestly, I think Battery belongs in Masterpiece. Battery is a really good. Really, really good song. It's one of the shorter ones. It's about, once again, about them performing for their fans, and it's got really good riffs. All right, next I've got Master Puppets. If you are a metal fan and you have never listened to this song, you cannot call yourself a metal fan. This is probably the most popular metal song of all time. Master Puppets by Metallica. It's a great song. I wouldn't call it a masterpiece by any means. I could definitely see why it's really popular, but it's just great. I wouldn't quite put it in masterpiece. Um, I think the reason why is because I think towards the end, the song gets like just a bit repetitive, just because it's 8.5 minutes long. But I don't really think it has to be that long. But it's still really good. But up next, we'll go to The Thing That Should Not Be. This is another great song. One of the more heavier songs. It's really slow, really heavy. The song's about Cthulhu. This is like one of their creepy songs, but it's really good. Kirk's guitar solo is really good, just because the way he made the guitar sound is just really creepy, and it really fits with the song. But up next we have "Welcome Home Sanitarium." Um, I think I'll also put that in great. Sanitarium is a great song. It's the ballad song of the album, but it gets faster towards the end. Really good solo. I actually like this better than Fade to Black. Now, sure that's controversial, but that's just my opinion. But up next we have Disposable Heroes. This is a masterpiece. Disposable Heroes is my favorite song from Master of Puppets. Which is funny because Disposable Heroes is just a few seconds shorter than Master of Puppets, and I said the reason why Master of Puppets wasn't in Masterpiece was because of its length. But the reason why is because Disposable Heroes actually just keeps me drawn in for that whole 8 minutes and 15 seconds or however long it is. My favorite part of the song is when James goes, "I was born for dying," with no instruments in the background. It's really good. But up next we have Leper Messiah. It's mid. It's weird to say for a Master of Puppets song, but I think Leper Messiah is the only song from Master of Puppets that I'm not a fan of. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know. But I'm not the only one with that. Leper Messiah is probably agreed by most fans as the weakest song from Master of Puppets. But next, we'll move on to Orion. This is the instrumental for the album, and it's a masterpiece. Just like Call of Cthulhu. I think Call of Cthulhu is their best instrumental, but Orion is a close second. And a big part of that is because of Cliff Burton's bass solos in the song. It's it's a really good song. And then finally we got Damage Incorporated. Uh I'll put it in great. I think Damage Inc. is a great song. So probably I think it's the fastest song on the album. It's not Fight Fire with Fire fast, but it's still pretty fast, and I like the solo. All right, Master Puppets is a really really good album, and unfortunately, it was the last album with bassist Cliff Burton. Because a few months after this album's release, he passed away in a bus crash. But they replaced him with Jason Newsted, but you wouldn't know he was there because in Injustice for All, you cannot hear his bass at all. But Blackened, which is one of the three songs that Jason Newsted has writing credits for, is one of the best songs that they've made, and it belongs in Masterpiece. And the main part is because of that riff that Jason wrote, which is the main riff, and the guitar solo is really good too. All right, and Justice for All. This is gonna go in good. I think Justice for All, and the main reason why I put this in good is because this song is 9 minutes and 46 seconds long when it doesn't really need to be. There's a 2 minute bass solo. I mean, what am I saying? A 2 minute intro, and it's not anything special except for Lars's drums, I think. And yeah, the song is way too long for what it has to offer. I think if it was shorter, it would be a better song, but The song "Injustice for All" doesn't need to be as long as it is. All right, up next we have "Eye of the Beholder." This is gonna go in mid. Um, a lot of Metallica fans agree that "Eye of the Beholder" is the weakest song on "Injustice for All." Now there are definitely some "Eye of the Beholder" fans, but I don't think Metallica is definitely not a fan of this song because they played it like over 100 times in in the 80s, and then after 1988 they just have not played that song again, and it's been almost 40 years. It's been 36 years. But up next we have One. This is one of their most popular songs. One has one of, if not the most famous guitar solo in metal history, and it's a great song. One belongs in great. I don't think it's quite a masterpiece. Despite the fact that I really do enjoy this song, I don't think it belongs in masterpiece. This song is actually what helped me get into metal, though. The song, as you guys, I'm sure most of you are aware, One is in Guitar Hero 3, and it was one of the songs I loved playing mainly because of the guitar solo, and then because of that, I deep dive into Metallica's discography, and then from that point, I just got into metal music. So I have that song to thank for helping me get into my favorite genre of music, but I don't think it's quite a masterpiece. Okay, The Shortest Straw, I'm also going to put this in great. Um, the riff's really good. The song's just really good in general, so it's gonna go in great. Next we have Harvester of Sorrow. This is another great song. This is like the this is like the slower, heavy song of the album, and I think they did it. I think this is a better thing that should not be. This is just really good. All right, now the Frayed Ends of Sandy. Now I'm sure a lot of you will be surprised by this, but this is a masterpiece for me. Not only is this my favorite song on the album, but this is my favorite song Metallica's ever written. Yes, my favorite Metallica song is "The Frayed Ends of Sanity," and a lot of people sleep on the song. I think this is their most underrated song. This is a heavily slept on song. This song is so good. I don't know why, but I love the drums in this album. Which this just needs to be said. 80s Lars is really good. Now, modern Lars is not good, but man, Lars was just something else in the 80s. But he was really good on this album, especially this song, even though his drums didn't sound good. But and the guitar solo is one of my favorites from Metallica. But I don't know, I just really like the Frayed Ends of Sanity. But now we have To Live Is to Die. This is the instrumental for the album, and what do you know? It's another masterpiece. Um, the 80s Metallica instrumentals are really good. But unfortunately, after To Live Is to Die, Metallica would not do another instrumental until Suicide and Redemption on Death Magnetic, which wouldn't be until 20 years later in 2008. But anyway, To Live Is to Die, really good. It's slower, and then there's like a calm, slow part in the middle, and then James has a guitar solo, and it's an emotional part because To Live Is to Die was their tribute song to Cliff Burton, was their former bassist who passed away. But it's a really good song. And then finally we have Dyer's Eve. This goes in good. It's the shortest song in the album, a little over 5 minutes. It's really, really fast. And I don't think it's great. I think it's just good. All right. So that is my opinion on the what I would say the golden era of Metallica. Their first four albums was their golden era. The 80s was their golden era. But now we're going to go on to the Black Album. This is when they just succumbed and they became radio friendly, and they just did that so they could become more popular, and boy did it work. This is one of the most bought albums of all time, probably the most bought metal album of all time, and it's a good album. It's a good album. I mean, the production quality is amazing. I mean, because Injustice for All, that the production quality for Injustice for All is terrible. I mean, James' vocal sounds like he's was singing through a can, and the sound of Lars' drums are just not good. And Jason Newsted's bass is completely inaudible. But anyway, let's move on to the Black album. Starting off with "Enter Sandman," one of the most popular metal songs of all time. I mean, everybody, even non-metal fans, know about "Enter Sandman." It's a great song. I really like "Enter Sandman." The guitar riff is really good when it kicks in. That riff is really good. And this album kind of begins the slow decline of Kirk's solos. Like his 80s solos are really good, but then this album you could kind of tell his solos just start taking a slight decline. Anyway, we go to Sad But True. The song goes in good. Um Everybody really likes this song just because of the guitar riff. It's like, oh, it's like their heaviest song. Um I do like the riff, but the rest of the song just doesn't really make up for it. I really don't like the chorus of this song at all. And the guitar solo is just okay. In my opinion, Sad But True is probably Metallica's most overrated song. But up next we have a lesser known song, Holier Than Thou. This is also another good song. This is nothing special. It's the shortest song in the album. It's 3 minutes and 48 seconds. It's just nothing special. Okay, up next we have The Unforgiven. This is my favorite song in the album that belongs in Masterpiece. The Unforgiven, in my opinion, is definitely the best of the Unforgiven trilogy. Guitar solo is really good on this song, and based on what the solo was originally supposed to be, yeah, this one's way better. Thank God Bob Rock really pushed Kirk to make a better solo, because that probably the original solo. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up on YouTube. Probably it would have ruined the song. All right, up next we have "Wherever I May Roam." This is I'm gonna put this in great. I really like the intro is really cool. I like the sitar, but I wouldn't quite put this in masterpiece. I think it's just because the outro gets really repetitive with him saying "Wherever I May Roam" over and over again. It gets kind of boring, but other than that, it's a really good song. All right, now "Don't Tread on Me." A lot of people aren't a fan of this song. I think it's pretty good, actually. I'm gonna put it in good. The guitar riff's really good, and I actually like the verse for this song. The chorus is okay, but the verses is what makes me really like this song. All right, up next we have "Through the Never." This is a great song. "Through the Never," the guitar riff is awesome. The song's about space, and it's cool. All right, up next we have "Nothing Else Matters." Um, a lot of people will can argue saying this is Metallica's most popular song, just because it is the most viewed video, their most viewed music video on YouTube. It has over 1 billion views. This is I will put it in great. I actually really like "Nothing Else Matters." I wouldn't quite say it's a masterpiece, but I actually really like it. Don't get me wrong; it's a great song. Okay, up next we have "Of Wolf and Man." This is the first mid song of the album, and "The God That Failed" is also mid. This part of the album kind of declines. I think "Of Wolf and Man" is better than "The God That Failed." The chorus for "The God That Failed" is not good. I'm not really a fan of it, but "Of Wolf and Man" I actually really like the riff. I mean, on my friend of misery. Okay, hold on. There we go. My Friend of Misery is a masterpiece. I really like My Friend of Misery. I really like Jason's part. This is another song. This is the second of the 3 songs that Jason has writing credits for, and it's mainly because of his bass parts. This song was originally supposed to be an instrumental, but Lars intervened and didn't want it to be, because Jason really wanted the song to be an instrumental, but it didn't turn out that way. But it's still really good, even with singing. All right, finally, The Struggle Within. Very weak end of the album. Struggle Within is the worst song on the Black Album, in my opinion. It's just it's not. I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of it. The intro of the song with like the snare drum, it's like goes on for too long, and the lyrics aren't great either. All right, but now we're going on to Metallica's most questionable era of their careers, the Load Reload era. And I actually really I think Load's pretty decent, but I think Reloads is terrible. But let's get into it. Ain't My Bitch. We'll put it in great. I'm also gonna put 2x4 in great. 2x4 is a slow song. Ain't My Bitch is a fast song, and they're both really good. Now we have the House Jack built. We're gonna put that in mid. Uh, yeah. I will stay in mid. Um, I think it'd be fine, but the guitar solo is terrible. It's a talk box solo, so it sounds very weird. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just listen to the song. Until It Sleeps is also mid. It's probably the most popular song on the album, but I don't like it. I think it's very mid. It's not good. It's just I don't know. It just sounds very just crappy. All right, but up next we have King Nothing. That's another great song. King King Nothing is it's a great like slower, heavier song, and it's one of the first. It's probably the first Metallica song I've ever listened to because of a CD that my mom would play in the car when I was a kid. All right, up next we have Hero of the Day. This is a masterpiece. I love Hero of the Day. It's it seems like another version to me. It seems like another version of Until It Sleeps, but it's way better. I don't know why. All right, up next we have Bleeding Me. Definitely this is a masterpiece. Bleeding Me is amazing. It's the one of the longer songs in the album, and it's a soft song, but then it gets heavy. It's really good. All right, next we have Cure. Might be a controversial opinion, but I think Cure is a great song. A lot of people don't like this song, and I can see why. It's because James does have like talking vocals at the beginning that a lot of people don't like, but this song is really good in my opinion. I actually really like it. But now, Poor Twisted Me. Okay, we've gone this far, and we have our first bad song. Um, we're in the era now. We're kind of in this era. We're gonna get a lot of quite a bit more songs in bad. But anyway, Poor Twisted Me is not good. James' vocals have a lot of reverb on them, and I'm not a fan of it. And it's just the guitar riff is really weird. I just don't like it. But now we have Wasting My Hate. This is a good song. Um, it's a I do like it's the shortest song in the album. It's a little under 4 minutes, but it's a pretty good song. It's one like it's like a faster song, but I think it's a little too short to put it up in great in my opinion. But up next we have Mama Said. That's another bad song. I don't care what you say. Mama Said is bad. Mama Said is a country song, literally. I understand the songs is about James' mom, but I am not a fan of it. That is staying in bad. Okay, Thorn Within. This is it's yeah, I'll put it in bad. Thorn Within's also not good. The guitar riff at the beginning I thought would be enough to put it in mid, but I don't know. After that intro, the song is just it's Thorn Within's not good. It's extreme. It's really boring. Nothing really happens outside of that riff in the beginning. I'm not a fan of it. And Ronnie's also bad. Yeah, we're on a bit of a bad streak here with Load. Um, Ronnie has probably the worst. Is probably Metallica's worst guitar riff. It's it's like it's not good, and the song in general is not good either. But a complete 180. Outlaw Torn is a masterpiece. Um, this is Metallica's. No, that's not true anymore. Never mind. This was Metallica's longest song, but Inamorata's a thing now. Um, Outlaw Torn is a masterpiece. It is so good. Yeah, I Load. It may not be the best album, but Outlaw Torn is the best song from that album. I highly recommend listening to it. It is so good. All right, but now we go on to an absolute stinker of an album with Reload. Reload is not good, But we have a good song to start out with. Fuel is going to be in great. Fuel is one of the better songs of the album because there are a lot of stinkers on this, but Fuel's really good. All right, Memory Remains. Ooh. All right, you know what? Call this controversial. I'm putting Memory Remains in bad. I don't like the Memory Remains. I James' vocals in the verse is really bad. I can't stand that. What's her name? When it goes, "Na, na, 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 na," I can't stand that. It's terrible. Like, yeah, Memory Remains is bad. But now Devil's Dance, we're gonna put that in great. I really like Devil's Dance. Guitar riff is really good. The solo is not good at all, but the riff is really good, and it's enough to put it in great. All right, The Unforgiven 2. Uh, I'll give The Unforgiven 2 a lot. I'll give him some credit. I think it's a great like kind of ballad like song. I used to think the song was really boring. It has grown on me, but The Unforgiven 2 is definitely the worst of the Unforgiven trilogy. It's just okay. The Unforgiven 2 is just okay. All right, Better Than You. Better Than You we're going to put in mid. That riff is good, but that's pretty much all it has. And I also really like the Better Than You. But other than that, it's just not much to offer for that song. All right, now we're about to go on a pretty bad streak here. Slither is bad. Carpe Diem Baby is bad. Um, Slither is not good. There was a video on YouTube that was uploaded a few years ago. This guy did a survey to try to rank all Metallica songs from worst to best based on fan opinion, and Slither was at the very bottom. Now I think Carpe Diem Baby is worse than Slither, but they're both really bad. James, okay, a big reason why I don't like Reload is because of James. I don't like his vocals in Reload. I don't understand because like the Reload songs were written and recorded the same time the Load songs were, because Load and Reload, the songs on Load and Reload were originally supposed to be on one album, but they just split it up. And I don't understand why James' vocals are pretty good in Load, but in Reload they're just terrible. All right, now Bad Seed is actually a pretty great song. Um, that might be a hot take. But I actually really enjoy Bad Seed. I think the guitar solo is good. I actually like the riff. James' vocals aren't as unbearable in this one. It's pretty good. Now we're on our bad streak again. Where the Wild Things Are is bad. Prince Charming is bad. Low Man's Lyric is bad. Attitude is mid. Fixer is great. Now, um, Where the Wild Things Are is probably my least favorite song from this album. Prince Charming is just terrible. It actually is like does sound like an actual rock slash metal song, but it's just fails miserably. And Low Man's Lyric is a terrible ballad. I don't like it at all. Attitude, this might be a hot take that I'm actually putting Attitude this high in mid because a lot of people don't like Attitude. I think it's okay. And then Fixer is a great song. Fixer's the best song in the album, and they took their sweet ass time to perform it live. They finally did it a few years ago at their 40th anniversary show, but man, Fixer's a great song. But man, yeah, like I said, Reload is a terrible album. All right, now we're gonna move on to this absolute beast. This is Garage Inc. This is their cover album. Now, this is considered a studio album by them because they did record these songs in a studio, but they didn't write any of these songs. These are covers. But I'm going to rank all these covers. And spoiler alert, most of them are not going to make it above mid. Okay. Free Speech of the Dumb. I'm actually going to put it in bad just because it's really short and it's just James saying the same line over and over again. All right. What is this? It's Electric. I actually really like It's Electric. It's a great song. It's a great cover. Um, of Diamond Head. All right, I'm next. Sabracadabra. This is a cover of Black Sabbath. This is also a great cover. I don't know why. I actually really like Sabracadabra. All right, Turn the Page. This is definitely. Actually, I wouldn't say this is the second most popular song in the album. This is a cover of Bob Seger. And it's just I actually really this is a great cover. I'm gonna put Turn the Page in great. Die Die My Darling. I think it's good. Not much to say about that. Lover Man. This song is really weird. James likes to jump scare you on this album because he likes to it'll be quiet and then all of a sudden he goes Lover Man. It's like whoa James, hey calm down for it. All right. It's mid. All right. Merciful Fate. I'm gonna put this in Masterpiece. Now it might be controversial putting a cover in Masterpiece because they didn't write the song, but Merciful Fate's my favorite song from Garage Inc. This is technically the longest song they've ever recorded. This is 11 minutes and 12 seconds. But they didn't write the song, so I'm not calling it their longest song. This is a medley of 5 songs by Merciful Fate. It's Satan's Fall, Curse of the Pharaoh, A Corpse Without Soul, Into the Coven, and Evil. But yeah, really good. All right, now we have Astronomy. This song's mid. This is a cover of Blue Oyster Cult, and it's just okay. It's kind of boring, honestly, but it's not bad. All right, Whiskey in the Jar. This is definitely the most popular song from this album. I'm gonna put it in great. This song is a jam. Whiskey in the Jar is a really good cover. The original songwriter is unknown, but hey, Thin Lizzy covered it, so Metallica's like, you know what, we'll cover it. All right, up next we have Tuesday's Gone. This is a cover of Leonard Skinner. It, I'm just gonna put it in mid. It's also just kind of boring. All right, The More I See. Yeah, okay. The More I See. It's good. Helpless. Okay. Um, the more. All right. Now we're starting to get into the because the first songs I've done were the songs that Metallica covered for this album. Now we're getting the stuff that they had covered in the past, and we're on like B sides of their '80s albums. All right, Helpless. Helpless is good. We'll put that in good. I also think The Small Hours is good. The Wait. Wait's great. I think it's a great song. I think The Wait is the best song from the 1987 EP cover album. I can't remember exactly. It's like the it's the Price It Was, Garage Days, whatever it was. All right, Crash Course and Brain Surgery. That's mid. Not much to say about that. Last Caress / Green Hell. We'll put it in good. Hey, you know what? Earlier I was kind of shitting on Garage Inc., but you know I'm a little surprised. All right, Am I Evil? Man, this song is a masterpiece. I love Metallica's cover of Diamond Head's "Am I Evil." All right, Blitzkrieg, it's good. All right, Bread Fan. We'll put it in great. Bread Fan's great. I love that. I love that cover. The Prince, it's mid. Stone Cold Crazy cover of Queen. This one's also great. I actually like that cover. So what? Oh boy, so what? This is their most vulgar song ever. It's not even written by them. It's a cover, but it's so vulgar. But it's not a good song. I don't really like it. I'm telling you, it's not because of the lyrics. I'm not a wimp. I'm not gonna be offended by some vulgar lyrics. But it's just because the song is just not great. All right, Killing Time. Yeah, we'll put Killing Time in good. Overkill is also good. I'm just gonna finish these up. I don't really care. Damage Case is mid. Stone Dead Forever is mid. Too Late is mid. All right. Garage Inc.'s got some. It has some great covers actually. All right. Now we move on to S&M. Um, S&M, they did a concert in 1999 with a San Francisco Symphony Orchestra where they performed like their songs, but with a symphony in the background. But they also did two brand new songs. They did No Leaf Clover and Minus Human. No Leaf Clover is great. Minus Human is good. No Leaf Clover is definitely the better original song from this, and Minus Human is good. That's all I really gotta say about it. All right, now, yeah, I Disappear. It's mid. This song, I'm not. No, not bad. This song is mid. This is a song that they wrote for Mission Impossible 2, back in 2000, and I don't really like it that much. All right, but now onto their most controversial album, one of the most controversial metal albums of all time, Saint Anger. And we all know why it's controversial. I mean, just listen to that snare drum. No guitar solos. It's just, and James's vocals are not the greatest on this album. But hey, hot take. I think this album is better than Reload. All right, Frantic. We're gonna put Frantic in great. I actually really like Frantic. No, that's not true. It's my second favorite song on the album. I actually really like the frantic tick 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 tock. I don't know why I really like that. Saint Anger. This is the most popular. Excuse me. This is the most popular song on the album that I'm actually not really a fan of. I'm gonna put in mid. Some kind of monster. I actually really like Some Kind of Monster. I think it's pretty good. Dirty Window. This is great. Dirty Window is my favorite song on the album. And this will sound weird, but the snare drum is lower pitched, and I think it sounds better that way than the higher pitched snare drum. That I actually enjoy the sound of the snare drum in Dirty Window. Now that's gonna be like, bro, what is your problem, man? I know, but it, it's my opinion. Invisible Kid is mid. It's really long. That's like the theme with a lot of the songs of Saint Anger. A lot of them are really long and they don't need to be. My World is also mid. Probably Metallica. Probably the most explicit lyric song that Metallica has written. I'm just not a fan of it. All right, Shoot Me Again. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, you knew. I mean, did you really think I was gonna go through this entire album and not put a single song in bad? Shoot Me Again is not is bad. Hey, all right. The intro and that riff, man, is so good. But then, like the last 6 minutes of the song is just so bad. Probably Metallica's worst song. Sweet Amber. Sweet Amber's pretty good actually. We're gonna put that in good. Jeez, if I could figure it out. The Unnamed Feeling, I think that's mid. It's just a slower song. A lot of people are like, oh, I like the Unnamed Feeling because Lars doesn't hit the snare drum as much. I think it's mid just because the song's boring. It's just really slow. I just don't really care. Purify and All Within My Hands are bad. I mean, like, come on. Purify is terribly written. All Within My Hands is the longest song on the album, 8 minutes, 48 seconds, and man, it is terrible. I only all within my hands. Metallica has revamped this song. Now whenever they play this song, they only play acoustic like, and they literally named their charity organization off this song. It's called their charity organization is All Within My Hands. But all right, but now let's move on to an absolute banger of an album in Death Magnetic. And no, I am not being sarcastic. Death Magnetic is definitely the best album that Metallica has released in the 21st century. And album, I think this is Metallica's most underrated album, honestly. Is the sound production good? No, absolutely not. But man, I really like the songwriting on this album. All right, That Was Just Your Life is a great song. I like the riff, like the. I really like it. It's really good, man. All right, the end of the line. I used to not like this song, but man, it's definitely growing on me now. But I'll put it in good. Broken, Beaten, Scarred. I'm gonna put in great. Um, really enjoyable song. And then The Day That Never Comes. I think this is the most popular song from this album. I'm only gonna put it in good. I think it's like the ballad song from the album. I think it's pretty good. Um, I think the ending. I think after James is done singing, and like it's just instrumental for the last half of the song. I think it goes on for too long. All right, All Nightmare Long. We're gonna put that in great. All Nightmare Long is a great song. The chorus. I think the chorus is probably the best part about this song, and this is the only Death Magnetic song that was in Guitar Hero Metallica that wasn't part of the that was in the base game and it wasn't added on later because of the Death Magnetic DLC. All right, Cyanide. This is going in Masterpiece. Cyanide is my favorite song from Death Magnetic. And The Unforgiven 3 is also going to go in Masterpiece. Now, a lot of people will say that The Unforgiven 3 is the worst song from The Unforgivens, but The Unforgiven 3 is actually really good. Sorry, excuse me. All right, Judas Kiss is our first mid song. And I'm also gonna put Suicide and Redemption in mid, and then My Apocalypse will go in good. All right, now the Judas Kiss is probably the worst song from this album. It's over 8 minutes long. Doesn't really need to be for what the song has to offer. Suicide and Redemption is an instrumental. Um, this song was cut a little bit for the studio for the album, but if you play this song without any cuts, the song is 10 minutes and 40 seconds. It's 9 minutes and 59 seconds on the album. So they cut 41 seconds off of it. But yeah, it's just it's an instrumental, but it's repetitive. I do think the best part of the instrumental is definitely like James and Kirk's guitar solos. Like James Hetfield has a solo in the song, and it's not the first time he's done this, but I think it's cool that both him and Kirk have solos in this song. But man, this is an extremely repetitive instrumental. Like a lot of the same stuff is happening over and over again, and that outro goes on for way too long. All right, then My Apocalypse is like the thrashy song of the album. It's really good. All right, now you have Beyond Magnetic. This is an EP that was released 3 years after Death Magnetic. These were like songs that were recorded during the making of Death Magnetic, but they didn't make it to the album. All right, first up we have Hate Train. Hate Train is we're gonna put in great. I enjoy Hate Train. I think it's the best song from Beyond Magnetic. Just a Bullet Away. I'm sorry. I keep yawning. It's pretty late. Just a Bullet Away. I'll put it in good just because the guitar riff. Other than that, it's a mid song. All right. Up next, we have Hell and Back. You know what? I'll put it in good. The ending is the ending goes on too long and it's extremely repetitive, but it's a pretty good song. And then Rebel of Babylon is also good. So Beyond Mag, but I think they're good songs, but I don't think they should have replaced any of the songs on Death Magnetic. Maybe Hate Train could have replaced the Judas Kiss, but other than that, I don't think any of the songs should have replaced any of the songs that actually made the album. All right, now usually also in 2011, Metallica released Lulu. Well, actually, Lulu is mainly Lou Reed, but Metallica collabed with in it. But it's terrible, man. Lulu sucks. Like I said earlier, check it out if you're curious. All right, now we have their 2016 album, Hardwired to Self Destruct. First up, we have Hardwired. This was the first song that was revealed when they announced the album, and it's a good song. It's a short song. It's the second shortest song they've done. It's 3 minutes and 11 seconds. It's 3 seconds longer than Motor Breath, but it's just good. I think it's just good. I think it's got a great riff, and James' vocals are great, and he actually swears in the song. What? All right. Anyway, Atlas Rise. This song's also good. Um, the only thing I like about Atlas Rise is the chorus, but other than that, it's just a pretty decent song. All right, now that we're dead, I'm gonna put this in mid. It's one of the weaker songs in the album. I think the build up, the intro build up is really good, but then the verse just kind of weak, and the solo's pretty bad. All right, Moth and the Flame. It's an amazing song. This is gonna go in masterpiece. I actually really like Moth and the Flame. It's got amazing riff, and believe it or not, like a lot of the Kirk Hammett guitar solos in this era, like Hardwired, Self Destruct, Onward, his solos have gotten like pretty lazy and just not good at all. It's just like a bunch of noise put together and without any thought. I actually really like the Moth and the Flame guitar solo. I don't know why. All right. Next we have Dream No More. It's I'm gonna put it in mid. I think Dream No More is it's a heavy song. It's a really heavy song. My opinion, Dream No More is definitely one of the heaviest songs Metallica has done. And I really like James' vocals in this song, but I don't know, the music is just kind of just it's just whatever. And Halo on Fire is another mid song. It's the longest song on the album. It's 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Yeah, it's just mid. This song is way too long for what it has. All right. Next we have Confusion. I'm actually gonna put this in good. Confusion is a good song. I really like the intro is very similar to Diamond Head's "Am I Evil," which makes sense because Metallica has a history with that song, especially since they covered it. But Confusion is just okay. It's just like a worse version of "Am I Evil." All right, "Man Unkind." The song is mid. Um, I think this is probably the worst song from Hardwired to Self Destruct. Nothing else, nothing much to offer there. All right, now we have "Here Comes Revenge." This is another mid song. I think that we'll realize that uh I'm not really a fan of Hardwired to Self Destruct. I think that second half of the album is just probably like the most mid section Metallica's ever done. I'm also gonna put "Am I Savage" in mid, and "Murder One's" gonna go in mid. And the same thing for for Mankind, "Here Comes Revenge," "Am I Savage," and "Murder One." They're all just generic. They're just mid. That's just literally definition of mid. But now, Spit Out the Bone. Oh my god. This is a masterpiece. Spit Out the Bone, in my opinion, is still the best song Metallica has written in the 21st century. I don't know why. Like the second half of the second half of Hardwired to Self Destruct is just full of just mid songs. But then we get to Spit Out the Bone. It's like, bro, where was this at the whole time? Spit Out the Bone's amazing. I highly recommend that you listen to it. This is the best song Metallica's released since 2000. All right, now we have the songs that were included in the deluxe version. This is like deluxe edition of this album exclusive. Lords of Summer. This is a song that they wrote. Well, actually, they wrote the song before the making of Hardwired to Self Destruct. They just recorded it in the studio, but they didn't release it on the album. Lords of Summer. It's a good. I actually enjoy Lords of Summer pretty well. Now we have Ronnie Rising medley. It's mid. It's nothing special. This is a tribute to Ronnie Dio because he passed away 6 years prior to the making of this album. He died in 2010, and this song came out in 2016. But this is like just a medley of some Dio songs. When a Blind Man Cries is the cover of Deep Purple. It's also mid. It's just whatever. And then we have Remember Tomorrow. This is a cover of Iron Maiden. This is gonna go in good, just because I actually really like Iron Maiden. Um, Remember Tomorrow is from Iron Maiden's first album. I actually enjoy that song, and Metallica does a pretty damn good cover. All right. I don't really remember much of these songs. I remember I listened to them, and they weren't anything special. So please don't Judas. Please don't Judas me and Veteran of the Psychic Wars. They're just whatever. All right, now we have Blackened 2020. Now, if you're unaware of what Blackened 2020 is, in 2020, obviously, if you were alive, which obviously if you're watching this video, you were alive in 2020. Um, COVID happened, and nobody could do anything. So Metallica, the four members just recorded a song and all in their own personal home studios, and they just released an acoustic version of Blackened, which is from And Just For All. It's a pretty good song. I actually really enjoy Blackened 2020. Kirk's solo is just kind of like, it doesn't really fit, and it's just whatever. But Blackened 2020 is pretty good. All right, but now we have the most recent thing Metallica has done, and it's 72 Seasons, their most recent album. Um, I might just kind of have like the same opinion that I do with Hardwired Self Destruct. I think 72 Seasons is just another generic basic album. I think it's better than Hardwired to Self Destruct, but yeah. Let's see. 72 Seasons is good. I actually really like the riff. Of the four songs that Metallica released as singles before the release of this album, 72 Seasons is the best one. All right, next we have Shadows Follow. Um, this is a great song. I'm gonna put it in great. The guitar riff is really good, and I really like the breakdown riff in the middle. And I actually really enjoy Kirk's solo in this song. All right, Screaming Suicide. This was the second single for the album, and it's mid. Um, I actually enjoyed this song a little. I actually kind of enjoyed this song when it came out, but then when the rest of the album came out, I'm like, yeah, compared to all the other songs, this is just mid. All right, Sleepwalk My Life Away. I also think it's just mid. This song had potential to be something. Like, Rob's bass part in the beginning of the song is I really enjoy, and it's like the intro to the song is just like a build up, but it kind of doesn't like build up to anything special. Kind of like another song I'll get to in just a little bit. All right, You Must Burn. You Must Burn is it's a great song. We're gonna put that in great. One of the better songs from the album. I actually really like it. All right, Lux Eterna. This is the most popular song from their first album. First, this is the most popular song from this album. The first single, the shortest song from the album. Um, I actually really enjoy it. I'm gonna put it in great. Well, hold on. I In that case, I have to put 72 Seasons in great because I said it was better than it was the best single. Okay, you know what, Lux, you'll go down good. Okay. Crown of Barbed Wire and Chasing Light and If Darkness Had a Sun are both mid. So when Metallica released this album on vinyl, there are four sides and each side has three songs on it. And side C has Crown of Barbed Wire, Chasing Light, and If Darkness Had a Sun is the worst side to the album. All right, but this side is amazing. Too Far Gone. And now I just have to do this. Too Far Gone is great. Room of Mirrors is the only masterpiece from this album, I think. Actually, I'll change my mind. I think the last two songs of this album are really good. I'm going to put Room of Mirrors, Inamorata, and Masterpiece. Too Far Gone is a great song. And Room of Mirrors and Inamorata are masterpieces. Inamorata is the longest song Metallica has written. It's 11 minutes and 10 seconds long. And Room of Mirrors is my favorite song on the album. I don't know why, I just really enjoy Room of Mirrors. But anyway, we have just about reached the 1 hour mark, and I have finished. This is my definitive ranking of every Metallica song. And let's see, for a masterpiece, I got 1 from Kill 'Em All, 3 from Ride the Lightning, 3 from Master of Puppets, 3 from Injustice for All, 2 from the Black Album, 3 from Load. I have none from Reload and none from Saint Anger, 2 from Garage Inc., 2 from Death Magnetic, 2 from Hardwired, and 2 from 72 Seasons. So yeah, there you go. That is my personal ranking of every Metallica song. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave a give a thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know what you think of my opinion. Is there a song that I ranked too high that you didn't like, or is there a song I ranked too low that you did like? Let me know, and I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.